So in case you haven't heard the news, Stack Overflow is being purchased by Prosus for $1.8 billion. And I thought I'd make a quick video to give my thoughts on that, since there's going to be a lot of speculation as to what the future for Stack Overflow is going to look like. If you've never heard of the company Prosus before, don't feel too bad because neither have I. This is the first time I've ever heard about this company now that they're buying Stack Overflow. So I went to their website, and this is the press release for the acquisition. Prosus, a global consumer internet group and one of the largest technology investors in the world, announced today that it had entered into a definitive agreement to acquire Stack Overflow, a leading knowledge-sharing platform for the global community of developers and technologists, for approximately $1.8 billion. And then this is the statement from the CEO of EdTech at Prosus. We are delighted to be welcoming Stack Overflow to the Prosus family as we increasingly focus on the future of workplace learning. Learning of any kind typically begins with a question, and their platform is critically important for global developers when they have questions about their work. There is an opportunity to connect more deeply with their community through other education platforms to fulfill their learning needs. So typically when large internet groups I've never heard of buy tech platforms such as Stack Overflow, I get a little bit skeptical as to what their actual intentions with it are. There's only a handful of reasons on why one company buys another company. The first is the concept of if you can't beat them, buy them. And this is when company B is competing with company A, and therefore company A just buys company B, merges them in with themselves, and then they just go about their business. Another common reason is that company B has some asset that you want, and this asset could either be a product, intellectual property, or a very large user base. And it's not uncommon for companies to buy platforms that have users. This is why Facebook bought WhatsApp for some ungodly amount of money, even though WhatsApp was basically making no money. Because as the old saying goes, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. So let's take a quick step back and look at Stack Overflow as a platform and a product. How does Stack Overflow make money? Well, you might be surprised to learn that it's not at all from the questions and answers. In fact, the questions and answers isn't even something Stack Overflow owns. Every question and answer and contributions on Stack Overflow is licensed under Creative Commons, and users are free to delete their contributions at any time. Where Stack Overflow actually makes their money, and this is how they pay the bills and keep the lights on, is through job postings and collaboration tools. And this is where I'm a little suspicious, is if Prosus was interested in a platform for job postings and collaboration tools, there's tons of other products they could have bought. But Stack Overflow has a very large user base, and I think that's actually what they're buying. It's probably worth making clear that businesses do not purchase other businesses for billions of dollars out of charity or because they like a community platform and they just want the community platform to grow. Businesses buy other businesses to get a return on that investment that they paid. So this $1.8 billion, they want to turn that into, say, $10 billion. And they kind of allude to their plans in the press release as well. Given Prosus' focus on the future of the workplace, their partnership will allow our marketing-leading SaaS collaboration product, Stack Overflow for Teams, to reach thousands more global enterprises, allowing them to accelerate product innovation and increase productivity by unlocking institutional knowledge. But here again, that product is not earth-shattering or unique. There's lots of companies out there doing something similar that Stack Overflow is doing. I fully expect for them to do exactly what they've written here, but I believe they're going to do so by sacrificing Stack Overflow's question and answer independence to further the end of increasing their global enterprise reach. So the question now becomes, what's the impact on you, a typical Stack Overflow user, after they buy Stack Overflow? And the answer is probably none. Stack Overflow is already a very mature platform, which is to say that they don't really need to continue adding new features to the question and answer to make it useful to the masses. So this means that even if they completely stopped development on Stack Overflow Q&A to focus on Prosus initiatives, then that won't actually impact it all that much. But what I do think you're going to see is this gradual commercialization of the Q&A side of Stack Overflow. I think there's also going to be this gradual campaign to nudge typical Stack Overflow users to take part in new paid Prosus initiative products. Because after all, it is you and I, the typical Stack Overflow user, that is the product here. I think overall I'm slightly skeptical, but I'm also cautiously optimistic because this will result in a large cash influx into Stack Overflow, and let's just hope that some of that money goes to improving the platform as opposed to working on Prosus-directed initiatives. You know, but who knows? I guess we'll just have to wait for the acquisition to go through and then to see how it changes, if it changes at all. If you have anything to add or you'd like to give me your thoughts on this Stack Overflow acquisition, please be sure to do so below in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next video.